The US is no stranger to catastrophic events, with tornadoes and hurricanes causing the loss of life and millions of dollars of damage every year. Although the effects of an EMP could be far greater, it's through events such as these that we're given a glimpse of what it would be like in the aftermath of an electromagnetic pulse. The hurricanes have moved on until next season, but years and months later, the legacy of nature's destructive forces remains. We spoke to several survivors of Hurricanes Katrina and Hurricane Sandy about their experiences.
I just was concentrating on what had to be done to make it, and it was survival mode.
The way I describe it, to make a long story short, I say we pushed floating bodies out of the way to get to the living while we dodged bullets.
What happens when an area is cut off for weeks on end? You literally cannot stockpile enough food and water for a family.
When you spend your whole life building a business, your identity has ceased once you get that level of destruction.
It is unrealistic to think that if you are in any kind of a severe emergency situation, if you are not able to leave the area before it happens, don't expect help for 5 days.
I didn't know that we would be just abandoned and have nobody here to help us. Like I said, the National Guard didn't show up. The police were overwhelmed. For every 50 crimes, for every 50 fires, there was one cop or one fireman.
If anything does happen, there is no one to help you. There is nobody, I mean, you can get on a radio, but there's nobody who's going to be able to get out there anytime soon.
There was no way they could handle the massive magnitude of destruction that took place in this city.
An EMP could happen right now, and you and I would have no idea that it's coming, and it could knock out infrastructure across not just a region, not just a city, not just a state, but across perhaps the entire country or half the country, maybe even a continent. So where's the help going to come from?
If an EMP hits, we're on our own. Every city, every town, every community will be like New Orleans. It won't be fun.
We may not be able to stop the inevitable, but we can change the consequences. Our biggest challenge is not technology, it's the mindset of a country with no living memory of a large-scale EMP. But out in space, a storm is building. We don't know how big or destructive it will be. We just know it's not if, but when. And when is getting closer and closer.